Howdy, my name is Nonat, and today I'll be teaching you all about making a level 1 Cleric in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Clerics in Pathfinder are quite similar to clerics in other RPG systems. They're your classic support class that can throw around healing spells and take a bit of damage without getting killed. They're proficient in melee combat and are able to keep themselves and their allies alive and out of harm's way with a plethora of options available to them. Similar to champions, clerics exist of any alignment and gain different powers and abilities based on the deity they choose to worship. Let's get started and see what they can pick from at first level. Clerics can be built in multiple different ways. The two most popular are the Battle Cleric and the Support Cleric. If the Cleric is focused on support, Wisdom and Charisma will be their two most important stats. If the Cleric is more combat-oriented, you still want Wisdom, but Strength and Constitution will be equally as important. Clerics can make use of most of the 6 skills in Pathfinder, but they make the most use of Wisdom and Constitution. For this reason, dwarves are always a solid pick when deciding on an ancestry. Some examples of good cleric backgrounds include the detective, the field medic, the miner, or the nomad. Alongside their ability boosts from their ancestry and background, all clerics gain a boost to their wisdom, as well as 4 free boosts of their choice. Listed on page 117 of the core rulebook, clerics begin with these proficiencies. You can pause the video if you'd like to jot these down. The first major decision a cleric must make is what deity they worship. This will decide many different factors at character creation, and I'll be going over all of them. If you're interested in a very quick rundown of all of the deities on Golarion, the world of Pathfinder, I'd recommend clicking the little box in the corner of the video. It'll take you to a point in my champion guide where I describe them all very quickly and very simply. A cleric's deity will grant them the following bonuses. Trained proficiency in 1 skill, depending on the deity, trained proficiency with the deity's favored weapon, and bonus spells based on the deity, which we'll discuss later. Every deity also has an anathema. These are basically actions that go against the fundamental worship of the deity. If a cleric of Sarenrae kills a man who has promised to change, that is an anathema, since Sarenrae believes in redemption and second chances. If a cleric commits an anathema against their god, they will lose their powers until they are able to perform and complete an atonement ritual. This ritual takes 1 full day, 20 gold per caster level, and a successful religion check. Technically, by the rules, if the cleric critically fails their religion check to atone, they are permanently cast out of their faith and cannot rejoin and regain their clerical powers. While it's up to the GM whether this actually happens or not, it could provide some cool roleplay opportunities to change classes or maybe even stay a cleric and change faith. All clerics gain access to divine spellcasting. All spells cast by the cleric comes directly from the divine spell list. They also don't need to use spell components so long as they hold their holy symbol, an item used to focus their worship. At first level, a cleric has access to all level 1 spells and all divine cantrips, though they can only prepare 2 first level spells each day. Even though cantrips can be used as many times as the cleric wants, they can only prepare 5 cantrips per day, so think carefully when deciding which cantrips may be needed. All deities grant clerics a divine font. They will receive a divine font of either healing or harming. Each font gives additional spell slots of the highest available spell level to the cleric each day, but that slot can only be used for either the heal spell, for healing fonts, or the harm spell, for harmful fonts. The bonus slots gained are equal to 1 plus the cleric's charisma modifier. A cleric will also pick their doctrine at first level. This is their personal focus of worship. Some clerics prefer a deep and divine connection to their deity. These are known as Cloistered clerics. At first level, a Cloistered cleric gains the Domain Initiate cleric feat. Domain Initiate grants the initial domain spell from 1 domain belonging to the cleric's deity. There are numerous domains, but if you're interested in learning about the spells available from this feat, you can check out this video here where I give my opinions on all of the spells available to first level clerics and champions. Spells gained from this feat are focus spells, and cannot be cast using the Cleric's daily spell slots. They instead cost 1 focus point, which can be regained by spending 10 minutes praying. Clerics begin with 1 focus point and can only gain more through feats at later levels. A cleric who has trained to defend their beliefs in battle are known as Warpriests. Warpriests, at first level, are trained in light and medium armor and increase their fortitude saving throw proficiency to expert. They gain the shield block general feat, and if their deity's favored weapon is simple, they also gain the deadly simplicity cleric feat. Deadly simplicity increases the damage die of a deity's favored weapon by 1 stage, but only if the weapon is considered simple. So a club would increase from a d6 of damage to a d8. And believe it or not, that's it. Clerics actually do not gain access to their feats until 2nd level, so that's everything needed to create a functional level 1 cleric. Overall, it's pretty simple, though I suppose picking from all of the deities, domains, and spells makes up for it. Hopefully this guide helped you out in deciding if you want to play a cleric, or help you in creating one. If you made a character using this guide, tell me about him in the comments. I'd love to hear what you came up with. Remember to subscribe if you liked the video, and ring the bell to see when the next video goes live. Thanks so much for putting up with my absence last week. Hopefully I'll be back on schedule from here on out. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time, no nat ones.